a lot of people say. Rayman Origins is better than Rayman Legends. That's also what a lot of people say. Rayman Origins has the best music compared to Rayman Legends. That might be a fact. Okay, that might be a fact. But, no, not might. I mean, it is. Have you guys heard Death Chase or Dark Tomb Chase? Doom, 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 doom. That's easily one of the best themes of all time. But anyways, Rayman Origins is looked upon as one of the greatest 2D platformers of all time. And I, on the internet, me, Arekkusu TM, dude who plays video games for a living, despite having holes in his walls, which he's about to make another. Just kidding, I'm not about to make another. Unless something does happen to make me make another hole in the wall. Somehow, some way. I mean, what? Unless we get Anton Blast 2? Maybe put another hole in the wall. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But anyways, a lot of people said this game was the best game ever made. I believe that. I did believe it at a point. I believed Rayman Origins was going to be one of the best platforming experiences ever made. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I said Rayman Origins was one of the GOATed games of all time. Until I played it. Right? Or, not I said, but everyone says Rayman Origins is the most GOATed game of all time, or one of the most GOATed Rayman games of all time. I played it. I bought it for my Nintendo Wii. Yeah, my Nintendo Wii. I bought it for my Wii, thinking it was going to be a fun experience on my Wii. And, to be real with you, if you guys remember that video, I thought it was shit for two reasons. The time trials, and just the way of how the game controlled. Okay? My problems with Rayman Origins on the Wii was the way I was controlling, because I didn't have a GameCube controller at the time. They didn't support GameCube controller. They only supported Wiimote and Nunchuck. And to be honest, with Rayman Origins, I won't lie. A PlayStation controller always seemed best. Okay? So, whenever I started playing on the Wii, the controls were a massive problem for me. And the time trials were a massive problem for me because the argument I made in that video was Rayman didn't feel fast enough for these time trials. I feel like Rayman's level design, for the most part, was not built for time trials in mind, right? And, when I started to play more of the game, right? Do I agree with what I said in the past? What's so different now about my re-experience with Rayman Origins? What's so different? Well, I bought the game. I'm going to give you all a story before I go into what my problems are with Rayman Origins, right? So I was on a fetch quest to Fallout games, right? 2 Fallout games, actually. One in downtown Tempe and the other in Mesa. At the first Fallout games, I didn't find anything I wanted, but Louis found Batman Arkham Origins. Got that. Kaiju Gaming, Joyce, Eduardo Gomez, welcome to stream. Landon, the Toontown, or the Toontown Toon, welcome to stream as well. My bad for not saying anything, right? So, we went to that Fallout games, didn't find anything for me. We went to Fallout games in Mesa, found Origins, and also found Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. Brought that bitch home. Played Rayman Origins all over again. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you all the good stuff before I get all into the bad stuff. Rayman Origins on the PS3 is what I should have played for the first time. Because let me tell you, the controls felt so much better. Not gonna lie, everything was right next to each other. The punch button was right next to each other. The jump button felt fine. The jump button, hover button felt fine. The running control where I can sprint felt good. Everything felt significantly better than my first time around on the Nintendo Wii when playing Rayman Origins. So, why the hell is the title so negative? We're gonna get into that, right? So, here I am playing Rayman Origins on the best console known to man, the PS3 or Xbox 360. It doesn't matter. They're virtually the same game across all consoles. But at the same time, it's a little different because the console experience you're playing it on, right? So I'm going through World 1, World 2, World 3, World 4, no problems, right? And I loved my experience, you know, going through Gibberish Jungle, Desert of DeGiorgio's, Sea of Serenity, or whatever the fuck, you know, the fucking tropical ice world. I'm going through a lot of worlds, you know what I mean? I'm going through a lot of shit. I'm having fun, somewhat fun. I mean, the time trials are not fun. Let me go into those. So, the reason I hate Rayman Origins a lot, and I started to notice, other than the time trials and how I felt about the controls, I really dislike the over-the-rainbow levels. So, in Rayman Origins, one of my biggest problems I noticed with the PS3 version is all those levels that have you, like, just collecting a little bit of Electoons, like 200 Electoons. There's, like, only 200-something Electoons in the whole level, and if you don't collect a good amount of them, you know, you won't be able to pass. And I always found these levels, these over-the-rainbow levels, these Electoon grabbing levels where you're just in a room full of Electoons and you grab them. I always felt like each world, by the way, gets harder and harder and harder and harder, right? And I always found these kind of pointless. I just found these pointless levels that should not be there. And the more I played them, the more I realized how pointless these levels are. Because you have levels that could have taken this spot as an actual level, yet you choose to have this over-the-rainbows bullshit as one of your levels. I'm gonna be real, fuck that shit. Diddy Kong, without a doubt. Who the fuck wants to be a P. Diddy, the fucking jackass? Anyways, back to what I was saying, because what's more important is Rayman Origins in this case, right? So not only I feel like those levels were fucking trash, but the fact that you have to play every single level at least 2 times. Okay, now keep this in mind. When I'm playing Rayman Origins, I want to collect as much Electoons as possible so I don't have to go back to another level or a previous level or, you know, do some other levels to play them over again for 100% completion, right? Right? Okay, because the whole point of grabbing Electoons in those said levels, and also the lums and all that, is so you can progress to not only the next level, but you can progress to the next world. That's the whole point. That's why I'm 100%ing, or at least doing the best I can in every single level, grabbing all of the Electoons as possible, right? And the reason I hate this is because not only I have to do the level once, but I have to do the level twice, right? I'm sitting there, right, and this is really reminding me of, like, Crash Bandicoot in a way, because every single time you play Rayman Origins, a level in Rayman Origins or whatever, you play it once to grab all the Electoons, right, in the level. The Electoons locked in cages, aka, like, the 2 you find during the level and the 1 at the last bit. And then you also make sure you gotta grab Electoons. So that's like the completionist run, right? Then you play the same exact stage you did again, right? But you have to make it to the end as fast as possible. There are 2 things you can get for a time, right? One time is for the Electoon, the other time is like for a trophy right next to the stage saying you fucking did it. You got the trophy, right? Now, why do I hate these time trials? I don't hate them as much as Crash Bandicoot, but let me tell you, some of these time trial levels do not feel like they deserve to be time trialed. I still think that after playing more Rayman Origins than I did last time, way more of Rayman Origins than I did last time, I still feel like some of these levels do not need to be time trialed. I feel like each of these levels, I feel like, in my opinion, whenever I play Rayman Origins, I feel like going through the level 1 time for the Electoons, or Electoons in cages, all that shit is enough for me. Alright, keep this in mind. This is just for me. Not somebody else, not like 2, 4, 5 different people, just me. Alright? This is just my thoughts. Alright, just mine alone. Not saying you have to agree, but just hear me out before you start fucking railing the guns, or getting the Gatling guns ready, or getting the fucking knock on the door, or whatever the fuck you can come up with, right? But anyways, I hate those over the rainbow levels because I feel like they're fucking trash and useless. I hate the fucking time trials because I feel like it's just a useless run through a level I just beat, by the way. Because it unlocks as soon as you beat it, like you beat the level for completion, or you just go through it for the first time, right? You gotta go through it again for the time trial, right? And yes, it is for 1 extra lum, or 1 extra Electoon in this case. I keep saying lum/teensies because I played Legends before Origins, so bear with me when I forget this shit here, right? And keep this in mind, I'm going through the game as best as I can, as much as I can in a single sitting, or not a single sitting, but multiple sittings. I play like over an hour or about an hour or so a day, depending on how bad or good that session is, right? And when I'm playing and dealing with going through levels 2 times per shit, and depending on how hard or easy the time trial is, I'm either stuck there for 20 to 30 minutes, sitting there wondering what the fuck am I actually doing with my life, instead of maybe I should go outside, should go plant some shit. No, I'm sitting here playing Rayman Origins time trials because why do I have to do it? For extra lump completion. That's why. I'm not learning any new skills with my life. I'm not learning anything. I'm just sitting here playing this shitty ass video game made for the PS3 back in 2011. That's what I decided to do. Anyways, outside of all that shit, why do I hate Rayman Origins again? What's up, right? So I'm going through these worlds. I don't care about a game's length, because I remember Dachi and other people were in my Discord talking about the game's length and the purchase or whatever, the price point they want the game at. I didn't give a fuck, right? When going through the levels for the first time, collecting all the lungs, doing the time trials like the game wants me to, I'm expecting to be at the end of the game around 7-8 parts into my playthrough, right? And my last part can actually tell you what the fuck is up. What is my main problem, right? And this is my point I want to prove. So, I finished Mystical Persqueak, or whatever the fuck this shit's called. I go up here called Rising Storm. I find out that all the kings in the game, right, there's 4 locations, all the kings in the game have succumbed to darkness. Complete and utter darkness. Now, why is this suddenly a problem? Well, let me tell you, my friend. Each and every single one of these locations have their own set of levels and their own sets of time trials. So, everything I did in Gibberish Jungle right here, that's like 5-6 levels with the time trials included, right? Bam, I thought I was done with Gibberish Jungle. Nope, we got another set of levels of Gibberish Jungle that you have to do, which I wish this part was included in here, so that way whenever I finished World 1 completely, I get to go to the next world, and then the same thing with the next world. That's what I wanted this game to be, was, okay, I finished everything in World 1, good, I go to World 2. I finish everything in World 2, fine, I go to World 3. Finish everything in World 3, fine, I go to World 4. Fine, then I go to World 5. Okay, cool. Bet. Finish everything there. World 6. Cool. Let's finish the game. This looks like the final set of worlds. Fuck you, bitch. Go back and go do 5 to 6, 7 levels all over again. In these respective areas. In all 4 of these respective areas. Now, you might be thinking, well, Alan, that's not a problem. You fucking done it. With 8 worlds. With Donkey Kong. With fucking Mario. So what's the problem here? At least with all the worlds and levels they had in the game, they at least tell me. They at least show me. They at least show me up front that, hey, there's actually more levels. Because this was the fucked up part when I made it to the Rising Storms level. I made it there. They showed me I needed 4 kings. And I'm like, now I gotta backtrack to all 4 of these other locations that I previously already have done and do extra set of levels. And these extra set of levels, yes, are new and contain a boss at the end. So why the fuck didn't you put those levels in the worlds, respectively, when I'm in those worlds, doing those worlds? Don't fuck with me and keep the flow, a short flow, whenever I'm doing said world, like World 1. Whenever I'm in World 1, I want everything in World 1 done, okay? Every single level into that world. So that way I'm not sitting there like, okay, I don't feel bullshitted that, hey, you only did half of World 1. So here's another part where you have to do all these other worlds, go to World fucking 7 or 6 or whatever the fuck I said earlier, and go do another set of levels with their own set of time trials, by the way. So let me go do fucking all of these. Let me just go spend another few hours doing these little fucking mini extra worlds based on worlds I've already fucking done. Excuse me. That's what pisses me off. They're not new worlds. They're just levels that were probably originally created for those worlds, but they said, nah, shorten it. And then we'll have them go back to it afterwards, just so they have more to do in the game. I'm gonna flip this goddamn table after just saying that shit. Because just think about it. Why are you bullshitting the player, making them think, okay, this is going to be a short 2-hour adventure, right? Where I'm just, okay, World 1, no bosses, that's strange, but okay, we play through all the worlds, we have a good time playing their levels and their time trials. What if that was hard enough for the player to do the time trials and the levels within the world that you gave me right out the gate? You know what? This would have been a way lesser blow if all these levels were included in the world that they are based on. If I was in World 1 for 2 videos, fucking fine. I'll be in World 1 for 2 videos. But the fact that you decided to split them up and treat them as separate areas or separate worlds really pisses me off. Because that means I have to go back to Gibberish Jungle, right? Gibberish Jungle right next to it, Tricky Temples or Tricky Towers. The Gibberish Jungle music's playing, oh my god, new world unlocked and all that other sort of shit. Fuck that shit. If I'm gonna get a world that is based off Gibberish Jungle, throw all the levels in Gibberish Jungle. You wanna know what Rayman Legends did? Rayman Legends did exactly that. They threw in some Gibberish Jungle levels, and then they threw in the poor little Daisy at the end of Gibberish Jungle levels themselves. That's what they did in Rayman Legends. That's what I was expecting when coming back to Rayman Origins to go do it. That's what I was expecting. That's what I want with my platformers. That's like Mario having all of World 1, World 2, World 3, World 4, World 5, 6, 7, and 8. They have all 8 worlds. You do all 8 worlds, no boss fights. And you're wondering, where's all the bosses at? Oh yeah, Bowser tells you that, oh yeah, since you got here, how about you go beat every single boss in those respective worlds because they just unlocked for you because I said so and I had you go all around tiptoeing, little bullshitting around just so all the boss get unlocked. And you know what? I would rather deal with that than deal with the fuck the game decided to give me extra levels with extra time trials to do. Meaning, I have to go back again. I can't stress this out enough. I have to do a new set of levels, a new set of time trials, and just do the same thing 4 extra times all over again before I actually unlock the true final bit of the game. Why? Couldn't either you just, like, it would have made it so much easier and the blow would have been significantly less if you just put those levels in those respective worlds. Seriously. I'm just being so blunt. Fuck, man. There goes another shirt that is fucking drenched because, oh, Alan can't control his fucking... Yo, tell me I can't control one more fucking thing and I will blow this whole goddamn thing out. How about that shit? Fuck, man. And I'm so sick and tired of, like, video games taunting me or fucking with me in some way, shape, or form. And Rayman Origins had to go out and do that shit that I just explained to you guys. This is exactly why I hate Rayman Origins. Imagine you playing a game with the short level flow and you're enjoying your fucking time and this shit pops up at you and says, do this. You remember when Super Mario 3D World did that exact same thing? Oh, wait a minute. They did that after you already beat the base game. All of it is optional. But here in Rayman Origins, all of this shit is required in order for you to get to the last bit and beat the fucking game. That's why I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know what's funny? All the Kong levels in Donkey Kong, those are optional. Sure, you can do them if you want it 100%, but if you're just trying to get enough Electoons so you can just beat the game casually and move the fuck on, oh, you can't do that over here in fucking Rayman. You have to do it all or do none. That's why I'm sitting there like, why the fuck isn't it like Donkey Kong? Why the fuck is it not like Mario? And I'm just saying, level structure like Mario and Donkey Kong works. You can't just sit there and do the Rayman energy. You know, you can't, in a platformer, you can't just sit there, have someone do 6, 7 worlds, just for you to say, hey, there's actually levels that are just unlocked now that are all based on levels you already did or previously did. But you didn't do because we didn't have them unlocked for you yet. So now, go ahead and do them, and we'll also tack on time trials because why not? We're dickheads like that, and whatever. You know what I would have accepted? I would have accepted this whole thing, right? If it was just one stage. For example, one stage, aka, for example, right? Rayman pulls up on me, does this exact same thing I'm talking about, but instead of 4 to 5 levels in here, it's 1 level each. That would have made it 10 times better. I would have accepted the way Rayman Origins did this if all I needed to do was go defeat the proper bosses in these 4 areas, not do 5 to 6 levels and then a boss. And I know Dachi was saying in the comments, but it doesn't justify the price. Where is it? Luigi's Mansion is 2 to 3 hours. And they priced this at $60, I think, at the time of their release. I can't really actually remember when they did it. But I'm just saying, Luigi's Mansion is a short game that you can beat in 2 to 3 hours. What did they price this? They priced it at full price. Full price for GameCube game. Luigi's Mansion. It's a short game. I'm cool with that. So what if your game is short? Oh, we have to make the game longer to justify the price. Who gives a fuck how big or how short the game is to justify a price? Matter of fact, it's your fault for bloating the game with bullshit content that probably half the players didn't even want to do in the first place. Hate it when people say, oh yeah, but they have to justify the price, so they had to make the game longer. Fuck no, they didn't. They didn't have to do that. Kiss my fucking ass. They made Wii Play. Hold on, let me move this shit. They made Wii Play like 7 to 8 minigames. And they priced this the same price as Mario Galaxy when it first came out. Now, and this is for someone like me. I'm not trying to explain it for other people to understand. I'm only explaining it for myself. So when I saw all that, like I mentioned before, I got up, I sent the game back. I'm done. I'm not playing Rayman Origins anymore. I'm done giving it chances. I'm not gonna sit around and do all 4 of these fucking bullshit ass areas all over again when they should have done it the way I said it earlier instead. But no, they chose to do it that way instead. And I bet you that deterred at least some players away from the game that just wanted to play as casually as possible. Just to enjoy the game, just to enjoy another platformer. Oh wait, they can't because they gotta also go over and collect everything. So you can't even play it on a normal playthrough or a regular playthrough. You can't even do that. You just fucking can't. And that's why I said, you know what, dude? I'm done. I went over after that video. I gave the game back. Or actually, no, that didn't happen because guess what? When I ended the video, it was 8 o'clock. 8 to 9 o'clock. I was expecting Zaya Records to be open. Guess what? They weren't open. So I had to walk all the way there, which is over 30 minutes for me. And since they open at 10 now every day, they don't open at 9 anymore, which really pissed me off. You know what I did? I decided to take all my anger out on a fucking tree. I decided to beat the shit out of the tree. Alright? Because how Rayman Origins did me dirty, and I have 2 of these fucking games that I don't want anymore in my pocket, and now I gotta go all the way home, sweat drip fid, like a goddamn fucking sweat baton over here. Had to walk all the way back home, and guess what? I walked all the way back home just for it to be 9:50 or 9:48 by the time. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. Now I gotta go out again, go out there, fucking go get my shit. And you know what? the second time when I went out there to go back to Zai Records or whatever to return the game, I returned the game. And I tried to find another game for myself, but nope, Zia Records has nothing but trash in terms of Nintendo games and Switch games, and then PS3 games is all like the same shit, like Assassin's Creed or something else, alright? Something else that wasn't in my, area of, hey, I want to get that, I want to cop that, type shit. And you know what? I got $24 out of all that shit. I gave away Tears of the Kingdom. I gave away, I mean, that's probably robbery, but keep in mind, I gave away Tears of the Kingdom, Metroid Dread, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because I thought of playing the first one, but nah, fuck that, and Rayman Legends, or Rayman Origins, my bad. I gave that all away. It was $40 in the store credit, but then it also turned to $20 in actual cash, but I digress, right? And because of that, because of everything I mentioned earlier, that's why I hate Rayman Origins. Not only, the game was already stressing me out to levels that I already don't want to fucking feel like every day, but yet, here the fuck I am dealing with it! But I'm good. Promise, I'm good. I'm fucking 10 times okay. Oh my god, I almost want to fucking throw a chair at the fucking window and just fucking break it, dude. I want to break every fucking thing in this room. But you know what? I'm trying my best not to. But I digress. Are you buying a Switch 2? Not right now. Until they drop that price when Switch 2 OLED comes out, then I might consider it. I mentioned it in my experience with everything we know about Switch 2 / not getting Switch 2 until a later date video that I made a while ago. But anyways, I digress. That's why I feel like coming back to Rayman Origins after seeing what I witnessed, I feel like was a waste of my goddamn time. I honestly feel like Rayman Origins, coming back to it as a grown-ass man, was a waste of my fucking time. Because you know what I could have bought instead at that Fallout Games when we went to the one in Mesa? I could have bought in Plants vs. Zombies for the PS3. And you know what? That would have been a better time, because I love Plants vs. Zombies. I beat it on my fucking mobile phone, my mobile device. That was one of the funnest strategy games I've ever had. So imagine that on a PS3. That would have been fun to play. I would have loved to have played Plants vs. Zombies. Matter of fact, I could have taken Mario Kart over this shit, Mario Kart Wii, because I haven't played it since I had my Wii all those years ago. And I could have bought it, and I could have played it for you guys, done courts, races, all that shit. Could have done that. I could have put up with bullshit, but I chose to give Rayman Origins one more chance, man. And as a gamer, when you give something a chance and you decide never to play it again, sometimes a second or a third look sometimes feels very plausible, and you're like, you know what? Let me give it a chance to see if I can do better. Let me see if I'm wrong. Let me see if I can prove myself wrong and maybe say this game is good to me again. Or possibly let me just get a better perspective on it, or maybe my brain has changed. Maybe I'm not thinking this way anymore. So why not just give it another try? This is what happens when you give something a try for the second time and you still don't like it. Or something new throws you off entirely that makes you just regret that purchase. That happened to me when playing Rayman Origins on the PS3. I was having a really good time, but also a really stressful time. And you also want to know why I hate Rayman Origins too? That game stressed me out. Almost every other level, especially time trials, stressed me the fuck out. Because they always wanted me to perform at the best of my ability. Actually, not even the best of my ability. They wanted to make sure I performed as they wanted me to. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, I couldn't even do that. Or not 9 times out of 10. Actually, it's a 50-50. I could do that because I only wanted to lum, or, I actually managed to fuck up. And it takes me 20, 30 minutes to do these levels again. And you fuckers wonder why sometimes I sit there and decide to play something way less stressful, maybe tedious as hell, but way less stressful and way less fucking time-consuming, or I have to fucking think about it, you're probably wondering why I play Sonic Speed Sim. Rayman Origins on the PS3 is fucking why I sit there and play Roblox instead, or maybe I sit there and watch a movie, or maybe I'm not sitting there debating if I should be still playing video games or not for the 7,000th time this week. Or maybe better yet, Maybe it's a game that doesn't actually allow me to hurt myself in some way, shape, or form. You ever think about that? You know, the amount of times I slammed this fucking chair because of Rayman Origins is probably like 2 to 3 times. Let's make it 2 times. Or whatever I said. Let's make it 5 times. 6 times. 7 times. How about that? Let's make it 7 times I slammed my chair because of Rayman Origins. Or maybe other games that made me actually think some shit. I better calm down before I actually, like, blow a fucking cast. No, fuck that, man. You know what's funny? I always tell myself every single time I play one of these shitty video games, Alan, you should calm down and not let the game overwhelm you or something or whatever. I say that every time, but I feel like no matter what game I play, to some extent, I get overwhelmed. I get stressed out about the game I play. And also on top of that, on some games I'm doing for y'all fuckers, you know what I mean? On live playthrough. So of course that player's anxiety or that playthrough anxiety is still there. You know, or all the time. It's there all the time, which is why maybe some of you guys want me to play games off camera. And who knows, maybe Rayman Origins would have been better as an off-camera game. But I decided, you know what, no, I love you guys, so I want to play it for you guys. And I'm not blaming you guys. It's not your fucking fault. It's my fault for being born the way I am and having so much performer's anxiety and all that other sort of garbage. That's why it's a problem. And that's why I feel like most games are just not for me. Especially in this case, Rayman fucking Origins. I get it. You know, the internet loves this game. You know, whenever they talk about it and they see people love Rayman Origins. And I wish I could be just like all of you that love Rayman Origins to death. Or maybe even love it more than Legends. But quite frankly, because of everything I went through in this, my experience of Rayman Origins and the Wii one, I can't even justify saying I love this game. Sure, I love this game when I'm actually having fun with it, but when they throw bullshit my way, it stops being fun. And instead becomes something that's fucking more taxing than I actually wanted it to be. And I don't get it sometimes, man. Every game I play, it feels like that. Every game feels more taxing than what I'm used to or what I'm feeling. It's always me overstressing out about the smallest things or me never being prepared for something. You know, if you were me, you'd be sitting there annoyed constantly playing video games or just playing Rayman Origins and just constantly thinking to yourself, holy fuck, how can someone like me prepare for something like that? Unless you just full on look up a full playthrough and you sit there watching it 20 times a day. Maybe then I wouldn't be surprised I have to do all that shit. But because I did it blind, because I'm not some guy who loves looking into my games that I play. I love playing them blind on or off camera because it makes the game way more fun and enjoyable to me. I like doing it the way I do it. And sometimes because of the way I do things, it doesn't go properly. It doesn't go right. And you know what? I might have extended this video a little bit more than I should have. But you know what? Fuck it. I said my piece. And for anyone that's just joining, I don't enjoy the time trials in Rayman Origins. I don't like the fact I have to play a level more than once. And this is something I like more about Rayman Legends, because when Rayman Legends has a time trial, the level is completely different and built for that time trial specifically. Not playing the same level a second time with a timer and a clock and asking for you not to die. You have to do the level all in that one run, despite how long it takes. Alright, that's one reason why I hate it. The over the rainbow levels feel useless, stupid, and not needed for every single world. I still don't get why that even exists. The fact that new worlds decided to pop up after I was already done with worlds I felt like I should have been done with, decided to pop up and play similarly or the exact same as previous worlds I've already been to, but they're asking for even more shit from me. That's another reason why I hate Rayman Origins. I think the one thing I probably don't hate about Rayman Origins now is probably how the controls are, other than like Rayman's sense of speed. Don't get me wrong, I love Rayman's fucking sense of speed in this game, but when he does that air kick, I want to be sent flying forward just like Legends, not completely halting to a stop for that fucking baby kick, okay? Everything else in terms of control is fine. Pressing R2 to sprint, X to jump, square to punch, or circle to punch too, triangle for use for whatever the fuck reason, fine. I don't care about that. I only care about how Rayman feels when I'm time trialing with him and how it can be a fucking problem, or when I'm running up walls and how it can be fucking annoying sometimes. That annoys me. That type of control stuff really bugs me. That annoys me. I hate that shit. I like the flow of it better in Legends. And no, I don't want anyone coming at me saying, oh, I'm a Legends dick writer. No, because Legends has its own problems too. For example, and this is something I'll defend Origins on, at least Origins, whenever they say they're levels, they're levels. Because when you go back to the Origins paintings in Rayman Legends, they are not the full levels of Rayman from Rayman Origins. They are half-baked, sliced up in piece levels that they say are levels, but they aren't levels. They aren't the full Rayman Origins experience. At least Rayman Origins actually makes you feel like you're on an adventure in comparison to Legends. That is also something I'll give Rayman Origins good shit for. Because it does feel like a really big / good adventure for the most part whenever I'm playing. Anyways, I'm fucking gone. Alright? I'm gone, okay? I need some fucking space. I'm done. God, fuck Rayman Origins. God, I mean, I love Rayman Origins, but I really hate Rayman Origins all at the same time. I mean, that fucking music, hold on, let me blast some music from Rayman Origins real quick, because that's probably one of my favorite things about Rayman Origins. Hold on, you know what? Nah, fuck this. Rayman Origins music, hold on. This is definitely one of the biggest reasons that got me into the game. Hold on. Rayman Origins OST. Give me that fucking Chasing the Fucking Dead or whatever the fuck theme it is. Fuck you, ad. Get out of my face. Chasing a Dream. Hear this shit. Beautiful. I'll just blast it. I don't give a shit. If it's loud, ear raping, go ahead. Leave. Here. Go ahead. Hear this shit. This is beautiful. When I heard that for the first time, I already made up my mind. This is one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time. I mean, hear the Sea of Celebrity Swimming music or the Lum's Dream. Here. Shit's beautiful shit. Some good shit. You want something bouncy and happy? Gibberish Jungle. You want, dude, like I'm telling you, give me that motherfucking Gibberish Jungle, bro. I'm telling you, use the full. You want this shit? Hey, I'm gonna be honest, this is better than Rayman Legends music. Be so fucking real. Or I'm just gonna, you know what, this is the best part of Origins, is the fucking music. The platforming's okay at times. Time trials are shit. What they wanted me to do was shit, but the music, I can never hate this shit. Love this shit. Oh. Love it. Love it. Love it. Beautiful soundtrack. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, right? But despite everything I went through with Rayman Origins, a part of me is forever glad that I am, I gave it a play at all, right? And obviously, when I played Rayman Legends, Rayman Legends did give me my first look into Origins, right? Into how Origins level design was, how its music was. And I even say it in my Rayman Legends video when we talk about the Origins paintings. I love the music so much. I think it's actually an improvement over the fucking stuff. Yo, Kaiju Gaming, stop talking about I love Luffy, bro. Luffy is confused about the whole thing, alright? Just cut it out. And just listen to me fucking talk. Cut the shit, alright? I'm not even in a good mood, so I'm not even going to try to entertain the idea what the hell is going on in my chat other than this little bit right here. But back to what I was saying, because I keep getting thrown off. Rayman Origins was a good game for its time, but I feel like for me and me alone, I don't know. I can't say that I love this game. I can't say I love this game despite its problems. I felt like its problems, even after a second look, still completely overwhelmed me. This game, pisses me off that I want to just punch chairs. I mean, you should see the Let's Play videos. I mean, how pissed I was getting in those. And then you'll probably come back to this video probably wondering, you know what? Now it makes fucking sense. Now it makes sense why Alan even made this fucking video. You know what I mean? Fuck. But I digress, man. Like I said, the music's the best part of this game. I'm fucking gone. I shouldn't be yelling at a fucking camera for 40 minutes about Rayman Origins and how it didn't go my way for a second time. And you know what? On my walk down there, I said, you know what, God? I learned a valuable lesson today, /Father. Not every single game deserves a second look at, because, and keep in mind, I try my best to give every game a second look, or a third look, or a fourth look, even. I mean, look at Final Fantasy IV. That's probably the greatest example of how many times I've given that game a look, and every single time it has given me the middle finger and go fuck yourself. Every single time I've tried picking up Final Fantasy IV. Yet I still try to persist and try to move forward with the bitch. Not anymore, of course, but that's probably one of my biggest examples of making multiple my experience on one game. I mean, more than two times. Ugh. But anyways, I digress. I'm gone. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share the video with your friends. If you play Rayman Legends or Origins, I keep saying Legends, keep fucking mistaking it. I apologize. If you play this game knowing what I said. Alright? If you play this game and you get to the part where I'm talking about and you have to go through all those worlds, I'm letting y'all know that in advance. So y'all are not thrown off how like I was whenever doing that shit or just reacting to the shit for the first time. I'm letting y'all know that. Why I left the game, why I stopped playing it today and gave it to Zia Records and, and traded it in for some cash. Because I'd rather be sitting on that bed over there or possibly whenever we move it back in the dad's room. I need my own room with a punching bag or something. I swear to God, I get all this tension out sometimes. But, or somewhere or something that's away from a fucking window because I feel like I'm about to, just one of those days, it's asking for it, I'm looking at it sometimes, it's fucking asking for it. Regardless how I don't want to do it, I just feel like something's going to happen one of these days. I don't know what game it is. I can't even guarantee. I can guarantee I'll be alright, but like I can't guarantee anything else in this room will be alright if you know what the fuck I mean. Anyways, I'm done. See you later. Peace. God, fuck this shit. Need career path or something, or maybe just sit and watch YouTube for a few fucking hours.